It was a double celebration at Windy Hill today, with Terry Danaher playing his first game since last year's grand final, from which he received an 11-match suspension, and Kevin Sheedy notching led by 10 points at the first break. Thereafter, it was goal for goal, until Essendon broke the trend, scoring 3 quick ones before the half-time siren to trail by just 6 points. Essendon continued its rally, with Kieran Spawn just getting there, and Peter Kransberg hugging the boundary.
And finally, the
more and more each week. Remember at the beginning of the year when he said he'll play 5 or 6 games this year? Well, he's played a few more, the 17-year-old. He's got a real touch of class. It was a game out of Fitzroy. Terry Danaher's come back yesterday. We'll be talking to Terry a little later in the program.
Essendon, they certainly had some great skill at getting the ball out of the corridor. They just chipped it everywhere, but let me give some votes for a start. First of all, McMullen, who I think may have been secretly taken away from Collingwood to play with Essendon, and is a very good player. Roos, back to his very best form, Roos, and Buick, I think, who consistently helped Essendon get onto the winning track, because early in the game they didn't have very many good players at all, and I really thought that Fitzroy should have been 5 or 6 goals in front at half-time. I think a couple of lucky goals to Essendon during the second quarter just got them close, but they had some very good players, Fitzroy, and they did move the ball out of the centre area and kept chipping it away, and they seemed to have 3 or 4 more players at the drop of the ball all the time, and I think they went in even a little bit more fiercely than Essendon did.
I've seen Essendon a couple of times. Wanganeen and Long, what was their influence on the game?
Well, early, not much, but as the game progressed, Wanganeen, he's a delightful player, a natural player who just exhibits his own skill all the time. And of course, Long, we see him, he's here. He's beautiful, he can balk, he can kick the ball, and he seems to have that great vision to bring other players in, and his tackling now is first class.
Bob, you said Roos had lost the plot early in the year. He must have found it, hasn't he?
He certainly has. He's done extremely well over the last few weeks, Roos. He's doing very well indeed. And indeed, the boy at full forward Wheeldon, if he was a little bit bigger and probably had a better team, he'd be a really top chance at kicking a lot of goals.
Actually, Bob, I was just going to ask you about him, so I won't. But what about Ironmonger? How long do you think he can stay in the game?
Well, I thought Ironmonger played a great game yesterday, really very good, and I was amazed that he would sit on the bench. He must have been exhausted or something, because I thought it's the worst game I've ever seen Simon Madden play, I think. Very poor game, and I actually thought...